What's going on, everybody? I am the Bad Tech, and you are the internet, and welcome back to another video. I did a similar video like this, I think a week or two back, for a Pokemon ranking on the other gaming channel. But today we have the 101 best horror movies of all time, according to Rolling Stone. I already know what's on this list, um, don't know a lot of it, but I know some of it. So let's kind of just jump right into it and kind of figure out what this list is about. The Descent. The Descent is a pretty good movie. I would say, great. It really livened up the what is probably the worst decade of horror. It's just 2000. The 2000 era was not the greatest to kick off with, to say the least. I mean, Saw is probably the best you can get from that decade, but Descent is up there, if not the best horror movie from the 2000 to 2010. 94 seems pretty low. I really can't think of that many more movies above it. A lot of these movies are like behind here are movies I haven't seen that are they're very very old, which I have not had access to until recently, and I just don't find them interesting unless it's like Frankenstein or like Dracula and stuff like that. Friday the 13th as a series is very complicated. I love Friday the 13th, but I do admit that it's not the greatest series in the world. I do admit that it's got a lot of faults to it. It's great in the sense that Jason is amazing, but it's very uh, budget sensitive, very cut and dry, very dull when it comes to it. And I think Friday the 13th, the first one, is probably mid compared to the rest of them. It's like middle of the ground. Again, it's a classic, but like I don't think it's again one of the greatest movies of the time. I don't really think it deserves to be on this list. I think some other Jason movies and other Friday the 13th movies do deserve to be on this list. Probably a little lower, but I feel like Friday the 13th is just here for respect purposes, not for actual like critical purposes. Us being at 84 is interesting. Um, I love it. I think it's not as good as Get Out or Nope either. Um, it's interesting. I haven't really gone back to rewatch it, but I think Jordan Peele's other works deserve to be higher on here. I don't know if Us Cut makes the cut. I think it's probably his worst film, but I also don't think it's that bad of a film. I think it's again a great film. I don't know if it can be on here. I'd have to put it above The Descent. I would definitely say that, for sure. But again, it's still like a toss up. The Strangers coming right after is very interesting. I think The Strangers is the scariest movie of all time, at least to me, because I'm scared of all the real life shit like uh kidnapping, home invasion. That shit scares the fuck out of me. So The Strangers has always been my scariest movie of all time. Definitely one that I'd watch every Halloween if I had a chance. But that's fucking freaky as fuck. So that's a no from me, dog. But 83, I would say it was True Love because of how scary it is. Final Destination being 82 isn't so surprising. I think Final Destination 2 might be higher if it's on this list, just because of the fact that it gave everyone fucking goosebumps when it comes to fucking driving the road next to a semi truck. Poltergeist being 80 should not be on here. I have the strict opinion that any Poltergeist movie fucking sucks. So I don't know why it should be at 80. That's just my opinion, of course, but I don't think it should be anywhere near this list. Candyman being 76 is way too low. Candyman's a classic. Uh, it should be top 15. Easy. Easily top 15. You're going to sit here and tell me Scream, the thing that saved horror in the 90s, is at 73. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way. Scream is my favorite movie of all time. I have it tattooed on my body. I have a full ghost face costume. I'm not gonna wear it right now because it takes forever to get into, but I have a full thing. Scream is by far my favorite movie of all time, and it has one of the scariest openings to ever exist. Um, and just revitalized the horror genre. It literally changed horror for basically a decade until Saw came around and it changed again. But it saved slashers in general. So Scream being at 73 is a disgrace. This movie should be, it needs to be top 5 top 5. I cannot think about 5 other horror movies that could be greater than this one. And I'm going to be criticizing this whole list based off this ranking. Like, who the fuck knows like Night of the Demon? Well, how is this better than fucking Scream? Midsommar. I am a big fan of Midsommar. I love this movie. I think it's disturbing and just it sits with you for a long time. It's just a great movie. You cannot have the wrong headspace walking into this movie. Better than Scream? No. Gonna say that right now, but definitely should be higher. 20. Put in 20. And I still think that's a low ranking for it, but 68 feels way too low. Seriously, I don't know what could be number 1 here. I'm thinking maybe The Conjuring. You could maybe put the first Texas Chainsaw. I know a lot of people, like cinephiles, love that movie. It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I just know that people love that fucking movie, which is not bad. But Rolling Stone doesn't know what they're fucking talking about. I don't even like Nightmare. Nightmare is my least favorite horror franchise after like the big 4 horror franchises that like kind of run horror, especially the slasher genre. I don't like Nightmare on Elm Street. I typically will not watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. If I have a choice, I'm never gonna watch Freddy. I'm not a big fan. But Nightmare on Elm Street being 65 is disgraceful. I swear we're gonna see Halloween low, like coming up, I'm gonna be pissed even more. And a lot of these movies they're picking up are from the 50s, 60s, and 30s. Like, they're picking up really old movies. Again, nothing against that. If you like them, fine by me. But they're not better than these classics. Like, The Innocents, I don't know what the fuck this movie is. I've never heard of it in my life. Is it great? Probably. But it's not as good as fucking Scream, or Nightmare on Elm Street, or fucking The Strangers, even. It Follows is at 53, above Nightmare on Elm Street, above Scream, above Midsommar, above Friday the 13th. I have a thing against It Follows. I watched it when I was like 16, 17 years old. And that's like turning like the phase of like every movie's great. But this movie fucking sucks. It's just bad. Um, there's nothing subtle about it, and it makes itself as elevated horror, but it's nothing as subtle about this. It's just a bad movie. I hate it. It got one good scare in it. I will put it on the screen right now.
See, everything's okay.
But other than that, it's bad. It's a bad movie. Nothing is good about it. No one's compelling. Everyone's just dry. It's a boring movie. Jaws at 49? Jaws, the movie that made everyone scared the fucking water for like probably more than a decade. I think probably no. When did Jaws 2 come out? Because whenever Jaws 2 came out, that's when everyone was like, okay, we can get back in the water. But like Jaws, the first blockbuster film, is at 49. This is closer than I would think so. I think 35 probably be around that range, but fucking 49. You're putting it like halfway through the no. And then Silence of the Lambs following it up. Silence of the Lambs is great. Silence of the Lambs it won the Big Five, didn't it? Or it got nominated at least for the Big Five. I know that. And you're putting it at 48. This is one of the most landmark horror movies of all time. I mean, it's more thriller than horror, but like, still, like, what the fuck? We're considering Godzilla a horror movie. I consider action, if anything. I guess it's horror related, but when I think horror movie, it's not. No, this is not a horror movie. This shouldn't be on the list. We're also playing King Kong here. They're both not horror movies. They're kaiju action adventure movies, maybe even tragedies. Okay. The Witch. I don't care if it's called The Witch. It's called The Witch to me because it's 2 V's. It's Old English. This is too low. I'm gonna say that right now. This is one of the better horror films of all time. I'm happy it's high. It's higher up here. I'm not happy it's a Scream. But I am happy it's up here. I think again top 10. Easily. One of the creepiest films of all time. There's one movie I'm waiting for to be on here, and I certainly hope it's not on here. I'm gonna be super pissed. The Thing. I'm not a big advocate for The Thing. Like I love it. I think it's great. I'm not even that, but like if I'm gonna recommend a movie, especially a horror movie, to someone, it's not gonna be The Thing unless it's like during like the winter time. Um, 23 top 15 at middle top 15. Rolling Stone is fucking idiots. Alien is on the top 5 horror movie of all time. Uh, Literally the groundwork for a lot of slashers besides Halloween. When it comes to slasher movies, it's Halloween and Alien. And I love Alien. I love how slow paced it is. I love how dreary it is. And it's Alien is a top 5 horror movie. I don't know why it's in the fucking 21. It's like, you're gonna tell me Dracula is better than Alien? Dracula's great. Dracula is a classic, but over Alien, over the Xenomorph, over Ghostface, over I haven't even seen Jason yet. I don't even know what this movie is. And you're putting it over Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Strangers, The Witch, Alien. Rolling Stone is fucking idiotic. Blair Witch Project as being top 15, not even top 15, top 12 is a choice that I do not agree with. Mostly because it's not very scary throughout the movie. Top 75, I give it. But it's good for like 20 minutes, but other than that, no. This is everyone's number 1. It's number 11. I don't like The Shining. It's again up there with like just the films I don't really understand. But The Shining should not be this low. I can accept The Shining being higher, even though I don't like it. But that like it's disgrace. And being Hereditary, haven't seen it either, but I know it's a great movie. Top 10. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Don't get me wrong here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is great. I like it. Number 9. No, it is not number 9. Halloween being number 5. Again, a choice. Let's say it's top 5. I can agree with it being top 5. Now, the things below it, I'm probably not going to say they're top 5. We'll see when we get down there. I'm hoping to God I'm not exactly put off. What is this movie? Okay, forgive me if I'm just uncultured at this point from horror movies that are from like before Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a year before Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by the way. First of all, so I'm not that far off. What is this movie? Is this Ringu? Is this Ringu? Okay, well, let's label movies properly, because 1998 is not when The Ring came out. The Ring came out, I believe, in 2002. This is Ringu, much different film than The Ring. Let's label movies properly, please. Again, not top 5. Psycho, I can live with it being number 2. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But fuck. The Exorcist is not number 1. I don't care what anyone says. It's not number 1. I'm fine with you putting The Shining number 1. No. Okay. I kind of see it. I kind of get it. It's not that though. I can tell you that right now. First of all, let's talk about the behind the scenes things about The Exorcist. What's her face? Rachel McNeil, Linda Blair. Linda Blair was basically abused on set as a 12-year-old. She should not have been in those settings. Again, these two guys are actual priests. Sure, but it's not better than half these films on here. At least the ones I know of. Okay, let's also talk about things that are missing. First of all, Friday the 13th was way back in '92, I think. Jason Lives is better, much better. Fuck, I even put fucking the New Blood up there. Better than the first Friday the 13th. I think it's there for respect. And let's talk about. We want to talk about disrespect. There's no Chucky movies here. No, not the first one. Not Bride. I was gonna say Seed. No, not Seed. Curse. None of the Chucky movies are up here. Chucky is definitely a top 100 horror movie. Halloween is up here. At 5, which is perfectly fine. Alien was so fucking low. Fucking talk about disrespect to like half the fucking movies over here. A lot of these movies, if you were to walk someone up to someone on the street, 10 out of 10, like of some of these movies, you could not find someone who knew this movie unless they were a fucking cinephile of files. It just Hereditary being top 10 and Midsommar being 63, that does not sit well with me. Rolling Stone is fucking wrong. This movie is fucking not this movie. This list sucks. This list absolutely sucks. It Fellows was like 49 or something like that, right? That was a terrible placement. It should not even be on this list. 53. It was 53. I don't even care. It should not be on this list. It's not a good movie. It's below Scream. I want someone to sit down and look me straight in the eyes and tell me straight right now, Scream is not A, one of the most influential horror movies of all time. 2, not one of the greatest horror movies of all time. And 3, that it's not even top 70. It's 73, right? Not even top 50 of greatest horror movies of all time. I can understand that people not saying Scream is the greatest horror movie of all time. That's probably fine. People can have their opinions. They can be wrong opinions, but they can be opinions. But Scream being not anywhere close to the top 10 is insulting. This list sucks. This list fucking sucks.